Hi, my name is Destiny Jones. I am a senior at High School and Community in New Haven, Connecticut.
So this school has a focus in social law and social justice. So a lot of our students like to get engaged in the community, become an activist in with social problems within our communities. We want to keep it small.
Right.
That's part of the school, to keep it small. 300, 350. We want the school to do well academically. We want our students to be leaders within the community. So part of our job is to have students develop their voice in a small environment that's helping them grow as future leaders within their communities.
Going to high school, I wasn't exactly sure what kind of school I wanted because I guess kids are hyped up on the idea like maybe I get a big school and then there's gonna be things like coronation and homecoming and there's gonna be like 1,400 kids, so like a big school is better. But even though like our school's pretty small, it's only like 300, maybe 350 of us, I'm really happy that I came here because it's much more of an intimate community. Like I can talk to my teachers as if like they're like another backbone for me if I'm not able to talk to my family, and then your friends are also like family to you, so you really do form like an intimate bond that you feel as though you'll be able to carry with you for like the rest of your life.
They also have after school 2 times a week help with help with the classes like tutoring.
Right.
Something different about the school. This is a teacher-led school.
Okay.
It's well known for it's a teacher-led school. So we have a building leader, a curriculum leader,
But not a principal.
Well, we call them
The building leader.
Yeah, we call them the building leader. But they have the experience. So teachers have a lot of say.
Right.
Students have a lot of voice.
Right.
We actually want.
Our English teacher, Matt, his teacher, Sarah, and then science teacher, her name was Baker, and our math teacher, Wayne, they were just very caring about us. Like we always had a morning meeting where we just like debrief, and then like maybe you can show a talent if you wanted to, seeing as like we didn't know each other. Most of us didn't know each other. We're like 8th graders who were just like, I guess a few months added and like a whole new grade, but we're still kind of 8th graders, still new to everything. So we just like debrief and like talk about things in the morning.
So we offered workshops and students about the art, something that the students may be interested in. We also integrate the art within our curriculum.
Okay.
So students have the ability to say, like we'd have other students in some classes, I want to do as part of my project, I want to draw and paint a mural. We would allow them to do that.
Right.
So that's why it's called art school, because we have art integration within our curriculum. We try to get as many community partners as we can related to the theme as well. So we have a partnership with the Quinnipiac School of Law. We have a partnership with the police department from New Haven. We try to build place students into different programs that would have allowed an opportunity to do that. We have a partnership with Youth Corps where kids can go and volunteer if you want to go within the theme. But if you're artsy and you want to do something else, we'll find something else that will help you get there too.
Right.
So we're very open with our students.
Right.
They're young, we want them to try things out.
As community coordinator, she also works with Christian Shabu, the Future Project Dream Director, on school communications.
Number website.
And in addition to advising students on projects,
Here and then that would
she is also inspired by the students.
So High School in the Community is an amazing place. As a teacher, I'm a social activist, and it makes me really happy to actually see students fighting, going and expressing their passion when it talks about social justice.
In their sophomore year, students do a social justice symposium, so they get a first taste of what it is to do intense research for a presentation, and it mainly centers on social justice, injustice, and laws. For their capstone this time around, rather than us dictating what they are to do, we open it up, because when students get out into the real world, nobody tells them necessarily what to do. It's a matter of trying to figure it out.
So at Capstone, we needed to graduate. It's basically like a year-long project. Like, it's the first 6 months, like the first semester, but you can carry it out into the rest of the year, which is what I'm doing. I want to do like a hot choice workshop. I'll explain what that is later. So basically, it's a project about some social justice issue that you care about and how you think it affects the community, and like what you're doing to, like, I guess, bring a resolution to that, and how you're going to bring awareness to it.
And some of them were rather flippant at first and said, I want to learn about pens. And so we actually ran with it. We're like, what do you want to know about pens? What interests you about, and different ways to make it. Can you make your own pen? And they started to realize, wait a minute, I really need to look inside of myself and figure out what interests me. And some of the kids said, I have no interest. I said, well, what do you do when you go home? They go, sleep, play video games, do that. It's like, no. Okay, so we did some exercises, and they did their own fun, exploratory, self-exploratory. And then they started asking themselves the questions. And that really prompted, gee, I would like to do this. And it was from that, that they really said, no, now I want to learn more about this, and then I want to learn a little bit more about this. And it just drove their research, and it was wonderful what they produced here.
My thesis statement of my project was like, how can we re-implement sexual education back into the school curriculum? And I wanted to start off, I guess, on a smaller basis. So at the school, we give students the option to run a hot choice workshop. You get to interact, like, it can be something about like how you can use like rap lyrics to talk about like gun violence or something like that, or art to paint about struggles in the community. So I have a partner on this. It's a girl I've known since 3rd grade, but she's my partner, and she actually works with Planned Parenthood, so she's like a really great ally for this. So we want to run a workshop in May, and I guess like try to make it more interactive, because maybe a standard sex ed class isn't too fun for kids, but I guess seeing as we're teenagers, we know how to get kids' attention and actually give them information to make sure they're paying attention, things like that.
What we do know is our students who get into colleges, we have a high persistent rate. So they remain in college and they finish their degree.
And it's a very positive place for kids to be, seeing as though we're such a tight-knit community, and then you actually feel part of something, you don't get lost in a big crowd. So overall, I'm very happy I came here.